All right, let's talk about something that is, well, it's just one of the most frustrating tech problems you can run into. Being completely locked out of your own Android phone after you've done a factory reset. You know that feeling, right? That little pit in your stomach? You reset your phone, maybe you were just cleaning it up or getting ready to sell it. And then, bam, it's asking for a Google account. Not just any Google account, but the last one that was on the device. And maybe you forgot the password, or even worse, you bought the phone used and have absolutely no idea what that account even is. Well, that digital wall you just hit, it has a name. It's called Factory Reset Protection, or FRP for short. Now, it's a really powerful security feature, but when you're the one locked out, it can feel more like a trap. So today, we're going to break down what it is, and more importantly, how you can get around it if you're the legitimate owner. Okay, so to figure out how to unlock the door, we first have to understand the lock itself. This isn't some random bug in the system, it's a deliberately designed security feature. And understanding why it's there is the first step to finding the right key. So here's the most important thing to get. FRP isn't broken, it's working exactly as intended. Think of it like your phone's own personal bodyguard. It was created to make stolen phones pretty much worthless. The idea is if a thief steals your phone and tries to wipe it, they're still stuck at that login screen. Without your password, the phone is basically a paperweight to them. The only problem is, right now, it doesn't know you're one of the good guys. And that brings us to the absolute golden rule of this whole explainer. I really can't stress this enough. Every single method we talk about from this point forward is only for a device that you legally own. Trying to bypass this on a stolen phone isn't just wrong, it's illegal, and it's the entire reason the security feature exists in the first place. So with that really important disclaimer out of the way, let's look at the correct path forward. Before you even think about downloading bypass tools or searching for complicated tricks online, there's one place you absolutely must start. It's the official method. It's the simplest, it's the most secure, and it should always, always be your first move. And honestly, it's as simple as it looks right here. Just grab another device, your laptop, a tablet, even a friend's phone, and go to Google's account recovery page. You'll pop in the email or the phone number that you think is tied to the account, and Google will just walk you through the rest. It might send a code to a backup email address or ask a security question you set up ages ago. As soon as you verify it's you and set a new password, you can use those shiny new credentials to unlock your phone. So here's the deal. If that step works, you can stop right here. You're done. You've successfully gotten back into your phone the official way without having to break through any of its security. That is the absolute best case scenario. But what if it doesn't work, right? What if you don't have that old recovery email anymore, or you changed your phone number years ago? Well, this is where things get a lot more complicated, and it's time to start exploring what your bypass options actually are. And let me give you a massive heads up that is going to save you hours of frustration. If you search online, you will find dozens of videos showing these manual tricks. You know, things that involve exploiting the talkback feature, messing with keyboard settings, or hot swapping a SIM card. Here's the truth. Google security engineers are very, very good at their jobs. They have closed almost all of those loopholes. On any modern phone, those old tricks have a success rate that's basically zero. This table just lays it all out perfectly. You've got three main paths. Path 1, Google recovery, is for everyone, and it's always the first stop. Path 2, those manual tricks, are really just a history lesson at this point, only useful for much older phones. That leaves Path 3, which for almost anyone with a phone made in the last few years, is the only realistic option, dedicated PC software. So let's focus on that third option, because for most people watching this is the method that's actually going to work. Yes, it needs a computer, but it's specifically designed to deal with today's much tougher security. Now, you might be asking, why do these tools work so well when all those other tricks fail? Well, the answer is one word: customization. This isn't some one-size-fits-all hack. The people who make this software create very specific exploits for different brands. A Samsung phone has different security than a Google Pixel, for example, and they even target specific versions of Android. That targeted approach is what gives them such a high success rate. And the process itself is generally way less intimidating than it sounds. You just install the program on your computer, find the FRP lock removal option, and then plug your phone in with a USB cable. From that point on, the software pretty much holds your hand. It'll give you step-by-step instructions, like telling you to type a code into the emergency dialer screen or how to put the phone into a special download mode. It handles all the complicated stuff in the background. You just have to follow along. So let's put it side by side because this is really the core decision you have to make. On the left, you've got the manual tricks. It's like trying to untie a tangled knot of outdated methods that rely on security holes Google fixed years ago. And on the right, you have PC software. It's like a targeted arrow using up-to-date, brand-specific methods to hit the bullseye. If you have a newer phone and your goal is to actually get back in, the choice is pretty clear. Okay, that was a lot of information. So let's pull all of that together and distill it down into a clear, responsible game plan so you know exactly what your next step should be. Let's just boil it all down to 4 simple rules. Number 1, before you do anything else, always try Google's official recovery page. It's the safest and best way. Number 2, remember that golden rule. This is only for your own device, period. Number 3, if you've got a modern phone, your best bet is to find reputable PC software that's well-reviewed for your specific model. And number 4, just to save yourself a massive headache, be very, very skeptical of those old manual trick videos. They're almost certainly not going to work. And hey, what if you've gone through all of this and you're still locked out? Or maybe you're just not comfortable running this kind of software. Don't worry, you still have some great, safe options. You can contact the manufacturer, Samsung, Google, whoever, and give them your proof of purchase. Or you can just take it to a professional phone repair shop. There is absolutely nothing wrong with asking an expert for help. And that kind of leaves us with one final bigger thought. Factory reset protection is an incredible security tool. It has probably prevented countless phones from being stolen and resold. But as we've just seen, it can also turn against the rightful owner. It perfectly highlights that constant push and pull we see in technology. At what point does a feature that's designed to protect us actually become an obstacle to using our own property?